Guys, how's everyone doing? Are you guys pigging out? I'm so pigging out. I just thought I'd take a break and have a little chat with you while I excuse me, while I have something that I've been thinking about. So right now there is a lot of watery planets there's a lot of water in the sky. There's not many planets. There's only one planet in air, which is Jupiter. So there's not a lot of critical thinking happening, and you can kind of see this play out with some things that are going on in the world where people are seeming to kind of just react more than act. There's not a lot of pre-planning and thinking of things through, not a lot of forethought, discernment, whatever word you want to come up with. And with the planets, the sun is in Cancer. I think Mercury and Mars are. If I'm wrong on that, then they're going to be, or they just left. But it's been watery for a little bit now, and I'm definitely feeling it. I do like when the planets are in water signs, because it kind of makes me gear down a little bit and do a little bit more things at home, and it's not as go for me. But what is it, do you guys think, what is it that makes us pick the scab? You know, what is that thing that makes us, some of us, I'm not saying everyone does it, there are people in this world who can, when something is over with, they can put it out of their mind and they can never revisit it again. And I admire those people to a degree. I mean, it would be a handy trait to have when you needed it, you know. I don't have it. So, if you've ever been through a really traumatic breakup, a divorce, if you have lost people that have been close to you, whether it be through death, or you know, sometimes people have to leave your life for one reason or another. And, you know, you get through it the best way you know how, and really the only thing that ever kind of makes it better is time. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but it takes the immediacy of the wound away and removes it from you a little bit, you know. And then you can hear a song, smell a smell, see a trait on some stranger's face, read something random, one line in a book or something, and just like that, you're right back there in that space again, you know. And it happens to everyone all the time, and it always will. But what is it about some people that take that to the next level? You know, I mean, do you ever go play your breakup playlist? Do you ever dig out all the photographs that you have of, you know, whoever is not with you anymore, or read the old letters? You know, why do we want to pick that scab that we wanted to heal over when we were feeling so bad? You know, when we prayed to get a scab and prayed for the scab to go away finally, and like, why do we want to start digging and picking at that? You know, it's just fascinating to me, that deep well that we kind of want to go in. So I was thinking about this today when we were in the car earlier, and I had this major flashback of a memory, and it has to be one of the most earliest memories of my whole entire life. And I have very like my early memories are like a camera coming in and out of focus. Like, I can see some things, and some things I'm filling in kind of with my adult brain, so you know what I mean. But I remember this day. It was a bright sunny summer day, and I remember I was outside out back playing, and my grandpa was working on a car in the garage, which he always did, and he called me over to him. And I loved my grandpa so much. I adored him. I worshipped the man. And he was looking through a box of stuff, and he's like, "Do you want this?" I don't know. I'm probably just going to throw it away. And it was a compass. And it was this black compass, with the ball floating in the middle, and it had like a little handle, a silver handle on the bottom. Now, my grandpa came up very, very poor. So everything he had, he kept. He fixed it, he reused it, he recycled it, that was just his nature, was to never waste anything. So I did not get a lot of gifts from him, though he imparted on me things much greater than material objects. But so anytime he ever offered me anything or wanted to give me anything, I was so it was like getting a brand new toy to me. And of course I said, yes, I want it. I didn't even understand what it was, what it did. I just knew that this little ball bobbed in the solution and it looks cool. So later that day, my grandma wanted to go somewhere. I can't remember if we were going to eat or what we were doing. They told me to get in the car, and so I did. I got in the back seat. And we were driving down the road. And like I said, it was summer, so it was really hot. So the window was down, and I had the compass in my hand. And I was this is the conversation I can remember my little bitty self having with my little bitty self. And I said to myself, hold it in this hand. Don't put it in this hand because you keep hanging this hand out the window. And what if he turns or the wind blows and something pulls it out of your hand and then it falls, Like that was this sense of panic and heartbreak I knew I would feel if I lost this trinket thing, that I just got from this man that I loved so much. And then this other part of my brain says, which, didn't say, but, I'm interpreting it, but if you don't drop it and you almost drop it, imagine the sense of it's going to be so much more precious that you could have lost it and you didn't. So all this came rushing back to me today while I was thinking about this. So is it... when I was in college, I read some things that Stephen King had written, where he had said, people asked him, why do you think people like reading these horrific tales that you tell? Like, what normal person would want to, be scared like that? And he made a whole collection of answers to this question. And his basic point was that you can live out your fears through me. You can glimpse the dark side from your couch through my through my mind and never have to actually go there. And when you're done watching my movies, think about the fact that you're gonna hug your loved ones a little bit tighter, and they're gonna seem even more precious to you because they're not turning into a werewolf or a zombie or whatever. And he really is saying something profound there. Because that's basically what it is. It's the feeling of aliveness. Just like why people, like to ride roller coasters and jump out of airplanes and stuff. Nothing is as precious until you almost don't have it. So there are certain people in this world, myself included, and maybe perhaps you could let me know in the comments, who when we have some kind of traumatic thing happen, like we're hating like hell that it's happening while it's happening, and we struggle with getting past it, but yet it's so much a part of who we are that we do poke that scab. We do revisit that place. And it can be a rabbit hole. Sometimes you have to really tread lightly on that thin ice, you know what I mean? I know for me, there's a certain amount of time I will let myself go there for. And then when that time is done, I'm not I'm not gonna, because I know what happens if I stay in that place. And I can bring on one hell of a depression, the likes that, you know, I hope no one has to feel, you know. So if you've ever been there, then you know what I mean. It's a dangerous dance. It's a dance with the devil, so to speak, because, you know, that whole when you look into the abyss is looking at you, and it might pull you down in there, and you this time you might not be able to get back on solid ground, or pull your hand in from the window with your compass. Yeah, it's an interesting thought to me. People have made, you know, millions and billions of dollars cashing in on this very thing that we're talking about right now, you know, writing these songs that rip your soul apart when you hear them, knowing that you're going to play it over and over again because you want that feeling. You want to feel the intensity of your soul ripping apart. Why? Some of us are just wired that way, I guess, huh? All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for you right now. Have a good one.